This is the Dave Ryan Show's War of the Roses. Live tweet your reaction using hashtag Dave Ryan Roses.
I wonder how many red flags it takes before you go, you know what? That's one too many red flags. Mm-hmm. One too many red flags. They must be up to something. I'm going to call KDWB. I'm going to send in an email. I'm going to be on War of the Roses. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. That's what has happened with Jeffrey.
Yes.
And Jeffrey, red flags kind of abound in this one. What you want to tell us what's going on?
Yeah, I wanted to tell you about some of the red flags,
okay,
like we were talking about. But I'm not sure if I can say what I needed to say on the radio. Does it matter if I?
Is it like are you afraid of like with language or something?
Yeah, I mean, I realized I cuss a lot, so I just want to make sure when I tell you guys my story.
We do too, but we can edit you if there's an issue.
Yeah, if there's a dirty part in there, we'll chop it out. Don't worry about it.
Okay, because I guess I just did want to give you the details. So.
Oh, we love details.
Yeah,
oh my God,
give all the details.
Yes, love the details, and not to mock it, not to make a mockery of your problem, because this is a big deal to you. Because this is somebody that you've been with. Is it Evan?
Yeah.
And you're together, and you're serious, and you've been together for a while, and you love each other. So this is, I mean, it's kind of a big deal. So let's find out what's going on.
Okay, yeah, I do love Evan. But like we said, there's been some red flags. Yeah, I think it's been a year now. I have a lot of feelings for Evan, but some of the red flags that I've seen, I watched him delete Grindr from his phone, okay, but it's still on his iPad.
Okay.
Grindr is what? It's like Tinder for gay guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great app. I mean, we've both had a lot of fun on it, before we got serious.
Okay,
we talk about it. We look at it together. We did that for a while.
Yeah.
We looked at it for a while. But I looked in his iPad and it said that he was last logged on an hour ago.
Oh, so he shouldn't be still logging on without you.
Well, that's unfair that Grindr tracks when's the last.
It does.
It tracks when's the last time you were on.
Yeah, because Mike, the web guy, will tell me that he'll be like a guy won't message him for a while, and then it'll show like he was recently on. He's like, "What the hell?"
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you found out that Evan was on Grindr like an hour ago.
Yes.
Well, what does he say? Because sometimes people say something. Sometimes people come right to us. What did you say? Did you say anything?
No, I haven't said anything.
Okay, good.
I mean, I haven't said anything yet. I want to say something, but I guess that's why I'm talking about it. I just want to make sure that I'm coming at it from the right perspective.
Okay, I got you. Give me another red flag, because this one was actually, there's one about the hair gel that made you go, okay, wait, what's going on with this one?
Yeah, I mean, Evan looks good. He has nice hair. I found some hair gel in his pocket, in the pocket of his jacket, which is not usual. He takes great care not to mess up his hair. So I'm thinking, like, he's got hair gel in his jacket. It means that he's fixing up his hair before he comes home.
Oh,
that's what that has to mean.
Okay. I would not have gone there at all with that.
I totally would have. Yeah, it's like, why do you have a hair gel in your coat pocket? Unless you need it while you're away from home. The only place I ever put on hair gel is at my house or at a hotel when I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a dating. It's something you do when you're dating. It's you bring your makeup to work so that you can put your makeup on when you're done with work. It's like you want to be looking good for someone. He's not putting it on, I think he's fixing his hair just before he comes home.
Okay.
Well, that's frightening. Okay, so then what's the last one? Is this the dirty part?
Yeah, because you've been pretty good so far.
10 days ago, we were, doing our thing, and I'm and
okay,
there it is.
Okay, all right, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, we do that.
Well, I would think so.
Yeah, okay.
I told you, I love him. So I'm and when he says, "Oh my God," and I stop and I'm like, and I look at him and I'm like, well, who else
Well, that's a good question because
it's a valid point.
he made it sound like, geez, of all the people that are doing this
You're
currently
the best.
in my life, you're the best, which is a nice compliment. But it does raise a little suspicion. And you asked him, well, who else is? And what'd he say?
He didn't have an answer. He was a little taken aback. He seemed confused. You know what? He was acting guilty.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I had that feeling didn't go away.
Yeah.
I mean, whereas it might have been something that, we could laugh off.
But then you have the other red flag, so it just kind of makes you think.
Yeah, it doesn't all add up.
So he deleted Grindr from his phone, but it's still on his iPad. You found the hair gel in his pocket, and then he says something during the love that makes you go, well, wait a second, who else have you been with? And
Well,
he's like,
everyone's going to know what he said, by the way. We're going to need Steve-O in here for a magical Rebus creation, I think.
Is that a
Okay.
little too over the top for a Rebus?
No.
I mean, no, you don't think so?
No. Well, don't ask me, because I'm cool with anything.
You're right. Okay. We'll work on the Rebus and see whether that can work out. Can you hang on for a second, Jeffrey, because we're going to call Evan here in a second, and we'll offer him, I guess
Dinner.
we'll do the dinner instead of the roses.
Yep.
And we'll say, well, who do you want to have dinner with? And then hopefully he's going to pick you. But with all the red flags, you got to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, prepare. And I think you are kind of prepared for this, because if he says the wrong thing, it's going to be kind of, a heartbreaking thing for you to hear.
Yeah. I'm curious. I'm curious what's going to happen.
Okay. Hang on one second. We'll come back and we'll call Evan.
Back to the Dave Ryan Show's War of the Roses. Tell us what you think using the hashtag Dave Ryan Roses.
101.3 KDWB.
Now, it's a good thing that Jeffrey warned us that he might say something a little bit not family friendly on War of the Roses, but it's just one of the red flags. You've been dating Evan, you're in love, everything seems to be going well, but all of a sudden there's the red flags. Can you briefly, like in 30 seconds, tell me what the red flags were again?
Yeah. Okay, red flags. He had deleted Grindr from his cell phone, but it's still on his iPad. And when I looked at it, it said he was online an hour ago.
Okay.
I found a bottle of hair gel in his coat pocket. And it has to mean that his hair is getting messed up when he's with someone else, and he has to fix it before coming home.
Okay.
And then when we're getting down, he's like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "That's right." I look at him and I'm like, "Who else is?"
Yeah. Okay.
So it
So-
just doesn't all add up, and he's acting guilty. So.
Yeah. Well, then let's call Evan
Okay, let's call him.
and see who he wants to have dinner with.
Okay.
Hopefully, we're looking for Jeffrey. That's
You're
the
gonna-
answer.
You're going to set the trap with inviting him to dinner by
Yep.
taking a survey.
Yes.
And then he gets to go with anybody he wants to,
Correct.
hopefully Jeffrey. I don't have a good feeling about this one, and I'm kind of nervous about it because, it just doesn't sound very good.
Hi, it's Evan.
Yes, it is.
Evan, this is Amber. How are you? Evan, you get a romantic dinner for 2 at, and we'll set that all up for you and make the reservation. We like it to be really nice, so we'll have a place card for you and your guest on the table. Who will your guest be?
His name's going to be Bryce.
Okay, perfect.
Evan.
And
Evan.
Hello.
Evan.
Oh.
Bryce. Evan, this is
What?
Jeffrey.
What are you
This
doing
is
on
Jeffrey.
the phone?
Who is?
Jeffrey, what are you
who
doing
are
on
you
the
taking
phone?
to dinner?
What
No,
are you doing on the phone?
no.
What is this?
Oh,
Alan, do you want to explain it? I always
okay,
explain
you
it.
do. Okay, sorry. Evan, I know this is like, you're like, I know you hear Jeffrey, so yes, Jeffrey, your boyfriend, is on the phone.
Yeah. What
My
is
name's
this?
Fallon. Dave is also here. Dave and I, we do a morning show on KDWB, and this is War of the Roses. And Jeffrey just had noticed some red flags that made him feel like maybe you were seeing someone else and cheating on him,
What
and
is
he
this
wanted us.
about, Jeffrey? What are you talking about?
Well, you just set up a
what are
romantic
they
dinner with
talking
someone
about?
else, not Jeffrey, with Bryce. So that's why Jeffrey's upset right now.
Evan. So is Bryce why you were on Grindr?
Okay. Yes.
Is Bryce who's
yes,
messing up your
yes.
hair, and you have to fix your hair with fresh hair gel, Evan?
Yeah.
And
You got-
that thing you said,
Yes.
that thing you said the other night, that thing we were talking about.
Okay.
The thing you said.
I'm buzzed.
You remember?
Yes. Yeah.
So
I was. I'm.
he doesn't
I feel
do it as good
awful.
as I do. This is Bryce we're talking about, Evan. Is this who we're talking about?
You do good.
And
things.
you're gonna take
You
him
do
to
good
dinner?
things, but
No, really, you're gonna take Bryce. You're gonna take Bryce to dinner. That makes sense.
I feel
after
horrible.
all the nice dinners I've taken you to.
I feel horrible.
Well, you know what? Here, this is what I know that you're hurt, Jeffrey, and I know that, and you're talking about all these things, but we don't get a reaction very often on More of the Roses where they don't try to talk their way out of it.
Right.
But right now, Evan, I mean, you're busted. You're busted hardcore because you know exactly what's going on, and
Evan.
So talk to Jeffrey, because it sounds like you're admitting that, you screwed up.
Yeah, I made a mistake, Jeffrey. I made a mistake. It was stupid. I made a mistake. You know who you were dating, and you know me. I love you, but the Grindr is a whole different thing. We've already discussed this. And it is a different thing.
What do you mean one mistake? What do you mean one? What is the one mistake?
The one mistake.
I mean, explain to me what the one mistake is.
Yes, I met somebody, and it's But I mean, I love you. It's just this is just a side thing. That's
Wait,
So you met this guy, and so there has been something going on with Bryce.
So it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's not just a mistake. It's not just a one-time thing. It's a mistake. What else have you done? What else have you all done?
Well, I mean, you know exactly what I've done. I mean,
tell me. I would like to hear it from you,
We're in a relationship,
Evan.
and this is a side thing.
Well, let me suggest this. Let me just say, if you guys, there is some hope here, I think, that maybe. Because if Evan is like, I'm busted, and I'm willing to talk about it instead of deny it.
Yeah.
And says he made a mistake. I mean, I'm going to guess there are many, many couples who somebody cheated and it wasn't the end of everything, but it all starts with admitting that, they did it and that it was a mistake. But I think that if you're going to talk about exactly what you did and where and when and who, maybe you should talk about it when you guys see each other later today.
We could talk about it.
Yeah, I think you guys should talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I appreciate
I made a mistake. I feel
accountability, Yeah. I mean, I do want to talk to you, Evan, about this. We need to talk about this.
Okay, you know what? How about this? When we get home today, we'll turn the TV off, turn the phone off. I'll delete the app, and we'll talk about this. How about that?
Okay. I'm willing to talk.
Okay, so they're willing to talk.
Good.
And we let them go, and that's a good sign. Mm-hmm. I hope.
Yep, it is.
What are you giggling about, Giggles?
Steve never fails to amaze me with a Rebus drawing.
Thanks.
So I guess there was something. They were in the middle of their adult time.
Adult time, yes.
I don't know when it was. A few days ago.
I think he said it with the few days
And
ago.
then one of them that he suspected of cheating anyway said something, let something slip. That's not. It's as incriminating probably as saying somebody else's name, but that's not what he said. He said something that made it sound like, wait, well, how many people are you with? And he's like, I didn't mean that. So Steve had to write down the Rebus, the jaw-dropping statement.
Have you seen it, Dave?
So it says, OMG. That looks like a, I can't tell what that is. Is that an animal?
No, it looks like a thumbs down to me.
Oh, it's a thumbs down. Is that a thumbs down?
But since I know it makes sense to me. But if without you knowing it, it is definitely difficult.
That's why I put a watch on the hand. It's a down thumb.
Okay, it's a down thumb.
Yeah,
because someone asked if it was
down back vacuum
thumb or a stomach.
Is that a back?
Where?
The guy, you're getting an arrow pointing
body.
to his back.
It's his body.
Yeah.
How do you get his back?
Oh my God, thumb buddy vacuum.
Okay, don't.
No, buddy. Oh,
David.
Okay.
Watch us give the whole thing away.
Nobody.
Yeah.
And what is?
Oh, I get it.
What are those birds?
I get the second part.
Oh my God, this is the worst Rebus. Is that a lamb?
No, it's not. It's birds, but what do birds do?
Yeah, it's obvious. It says letters there
to
make it clear as day.
All right. Well,
again, it's easy for me because I know the phrase.
This is probably your worst Rebus.
That's not my worst. That's really good, actually.
It's not really
I thought that was perfect. I have
You can go figure it out.
Come on, guys.
Okay, here's what we're going to do.
Support him.
Thanks for listening for More of the Roses. If you ever want to do one, go to kdwb.com, keyword roses.